Well, this is middle school cabin time right here.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
That's what I'm here for.
Lunch table time. And one of those same kids, the last night of camp, I kept telling him, he kept trying to sus rap. Please pack up your bag. And then for literally an hour, he's like, I can't find my shorts. I'm like, you can still pack up the rest of your bag. And he's like, okay. Starts packing. Give me a word. I'm gonna sus rap.
What's your wildest
Youth camp, youth ministry story.
Oh man, I don't think I can share it on here. It's stories like that make me like,
Yeah.
I'm doing this for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's not for me to have some kind of self, confidence boost
No,
or
yeah.
whatever. But really to play a part in the kingdom ultimately and use my gift and my talent to do that for somebody.
And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right. What's up, everybody? Thank you for another episode.
Thank you for another episode.
Thank you
wanna
for
redo
another
that?
episode,
Thank you,
peeps.
guys.
You want to redo that? Or are we just rolling
Thank
with
you
it?
so much for giving us another episode, viewers.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Cabin Time. We'll see you next week.
I realized what I said right.
You did half the outro. Thank you so
Bro's
much.
ready to leave.
Yeah. Let me just,
All right.
okay. All right.
We're going to clap?
I have to think. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome everybody to another episode.
Oh,
I don't even know how to intro
I'll
anymore.
intro this. You
okay.
ready?
Yeah.
Welcome, happy campers, to another episode of Cabin Time.
There
we go.
With
Thank
me
you.
as always, but not always. As you know, we like to rotate guests, and Kali's not here, so I have to say it. We have Mr. Timothy Brian Stevenson,
Dude,
Joel Moore,
this is
Yep.
not the first.
and I don't know Solomon's. Solomon Joy.
Joy, yes.
Yeah.
Solomon
Don't.
What's your middle
Phillip
name?
What's
Joy.
your middle name?
Oh, Phillip.
Solomon Philip Joy.
Yeah.
There we go.
'Cause
SPJ.
I fill up with joy. The
Oh.
joy of the Lord.
Dang.
Wow.
That is actually sick.
Yeah.
And his name is Solomon? Such
Yeah.
a biblical name.
Very wise.
Very wise. Anyways.
For you viewers who don't know who Solomon is, Solomon is...
We're just going straight into
We're
that.
just going straight into
Okay.
it. And then we'll
Alright.
get into some small talk. Just so they know a little bit about... You want to say a little bit about you? I don't want to give your autobiography.
Yeah.
It's the worst interview question. Tell me about
Who
yourself.
are you?
What is happening this episode, dude?
We're rolling with it.
We're doing
Okay.
it.
Let's ask him a question.
We're all
Okay.
caffeinated.
Yeah.
The
All
vomit cup.
right, Tim, what are you drinking?
Oh, dude, we didn't even ask the question. You're moving on, dude.
We're
Okay, ask him the
displaying our
question.
ADHD on a screen.
It's been a long day.
Okay,
long
all
day.
right. Focus. Sam. All right, we're focused. What's your favorite Starbucks drink?
I'd have to go with, if I'm feeling like I want something just, a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Naughty. I will get a caramel frappuccino. Yes, it's caramel and not caramel.
Caramel.
Caramel frappuccino.
caramel.
It's caramel.
It's caramel.
With extra caramel.
Caramel.
And that's it.
Oh,
But
okay.
my go-to drink is it's the same at any coffee shop, which is the iced vanilla latte with oat milk.
Oh.
Basic white girl here, but
Can I have an iced vanilla latte?
with oat milk, please. I don't want to bloat.
Oat milk.
I don't want to bloat.
No, honestly, I don't get oat milk, but I probably should because it's actually really good.
It is.
It's underrated as heck. I'll be honest.
That is true.
During Christmas,
How do you milk an oat? I don't know.
Yeah, they're back there milking cashews and almonds, and I'm over here. I just
I got
want
you.
regular milk.
You know how you milk an oat? You soak it in water, you blend it,
Oh, you really
you
know.
press it, and you strain it multiple times.
Yeah, they
and
do
then
it.
that's
I
oat
thought
milk.
he was gonna give a joke answer.
Yeah.
For real, thought it's
Yeah,
gonna be
me
like
too.
I'm being
you
for
take
real.
the oat, you take it to the farm, and you milk it. I thought he was gonna give a real answer.
Oh God.
Moving on.
Don't do. You're on camera.
We're moving
Don't
on.
do that again.
This is supposed to be the season with no cuts.
Bro, what is happening, dude?
This is the great content you get from the Cabin Time podcast.
Bro. Oh, I'm not cutting anything, by
We're
the
not
way.
cutting
So
nothing.
This is
staying
the
in.
season of no cuts.
Yeah, no cuts.
Yeah. Maybe you could talk out when I said naughty. You're like, cut that out. I said naughty.
We ain't cutting that one.
Bro's gonna get fired, bro. The second this episode airs, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
We're gonna get an email and be like, guys,
Please take down that
please do
episode.
better.
Oh.
Anyways,
Solomon's gonna get a text from us. He's gonna be like, "Hey, we have to refilm that episode. It was too bad to put up."
Well, this is middle school cabin time right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
That's what I'm here for.
Lunch table time.
the middle school cabin time, like actually at camp, like middle schoolers.
Let's go throw
Bro.
peanuts at the allergy table.
Sam,
What?
tell them about your camp experience this past, like not serving with them, but like in the cabin specifically with the middle schoolers.
Oh my gosh. Dude, we went to camp. Oh my gosh. When our church was there, I probably had the most chaotic collection of students. Like they weren't bad kids. They were just wild, dude. I had, oh my gosh, bro. Okay, I'm not going to name names for the students because literally 2 a.m. I'm not. Don't worry, Pastor Brian. Pastor Brian's looking at me right now like, please don't say any names. I'm not going to name names. If you know who you are, you know who you are. And please don't do this to me ever again. Literally 2 a.m. Like 1:30 a.m., bro. They're literally sitting there. They're like wrestling each other and tickling each other because they have to share the big one. And then they stop. I hear
Share the big bed.
Yeah, the big
Yes.
bed. The big
You're the big one.
The big bed. Yes.
Okay, the big bed on the bunk. There's one bunk that is big, so it's meant to share because there's not a lot of room, okay?
Right.
Okay, we're moving on. We're not gonna get any of this. And they look at me. This is so bad. They look at me. I hear the wrestling tickling fight like stop. And I look back over because I was facing the wall and I turn back over and then they go, Sam. I was so done. And it was like 2 a.m. And we had such a long day tomorrow. It was like the full day of rec. And I was like, guys, I'm going to slap both of you. Please go to bed.
You don't need to say names. Everyone's face is popping up in my head right now.
And one of those same kids, the last night of camp, oh my gosh, I kept telling him, he kept trying to sus rap. And I was like, dude, please stop. I was like, please, I don't care what you do. Don't do it in public. Just save for the cabin. I could deal with it when we're in the room, right? I was like, guys, we have to pack up tonight. We're leaving tomorrow morning. Like, you guys need to pack up, right? And he won't pack up. He will pack up for like a minute. And then he'll look at me and be like, give me a word. I'm going to sus rap. I'm like, please pack up your bag. And he'd be like, okay. He pack up, be like, give me a word, bro. I'm like, please pack up your bag. And then for literally an hour, he's like, I can't find my shorts. I'm like, you could still pack up the rest of your bag. And he's like, okay. Starts packing. Give me a word. I'm going to sus rap. I'm like, it takes him an hour and a half to finally pack his bag. And then he's like, I still can't find my shorts. I'm like, bro, I'm going to give you, it was like 1 a.m. at the time. I'm like, I'm going to give you till 1:15. And if you can't find your shorts, you're looking for them in the morning and you're going to bed. And then 1:15 hits and he can't find his shorts. And I'm like, all right, bro, you're just gonna have to look for him in the morning. You're going to bed. He's like, all right. I'm gonna go brush my teeth real quick. And he walks in to the bathroom and he comes back after like 10 minutes. He goes, guys, I found my shorts. They were in the bathroom.
Oh my.
Nice.
Did he even brush his teeth?
I don't even know. I'm gonna be honest.
Or was he just spending the whole time getting
All I'm
his
thinking
shorts?
about is what is sus rap, and I want you to give me an example.
specifically.
No.
But I want to hear
Do you know
Sam rap, and I want it to be
I'm not sus rapping.
questionable.
He is a horrible rapper.
I'm a horrible rapper.
I gave him lyrics, so you know that whole AI trend where it's like you can like dub someone's voice.
Yeah.
I gave him lyrics
This is
to
bad.
because he has at the time he had a Blue Yeti. I was like, I want a nice mic for this. I was like, hey, I literally chat GBT'd AI'd some lyrics, Kanye style lyrics, and I gave it to him. And I was like, here, rap over this beat. And it was like some random beat on
couldn't do it.
YouTube. This guy was completely offbeat the entire time.
I couldn't do it.
So when I
So
translated it into the Kanye West thing, it sounded so bad, dude.
Like AI couldn't even save it.
Yeah, AI
couldn't even help me be better.
Kanye couldn't even save it. Oh man, what's your wildest?
Youth
Camp.
camp, youth ministry story.
Oh man, I don't think I can share it on here.
Oh gosh.
Honestly, I mean
goodness.
that is pretty
Honestly.
wild. I won't lie. What he said, that's taken.
Where were you guys at? Were you in the pavilion?
No, we were in Redwood.
Okay, because the pavilion is where the craziest things happen.
Was
We were
it the
at the
one with
pavilion
like the
the first-
circle
the
one?
first
Okay,
year.
we were
Yes.
there the first year.
Okay, yeah, and you probably experienced some crazy stuff. Something about being in there, and like it's a bunch of boys.
It's just prone.
It
to
is just
have stuff
insane.
happen.
Yeah,
I remember one time I got lost the first day we were there, and I just opened the door to just not my youth group.
Yeah,
And I was
because it's like a maze too. You're
Yeah,
kind of confused.
uh-huh.
Like, wait, is this the right one?
Yeah.
But
Well,
when it comes
Welcome
to
back,
COVID,
guys. Nothing just happened. Anyways, Solomon, tell us a little bit about yourself.
The original question.
what are you drinking in there?
It is probably like 3-week-old coffee ring. At the top.
Oh, jeez.
A little bit about myself. I am enjoying a nice cup of Joe.
Bro.
All right.
What a wonderful episode.
Where do you want me to start? From birth?
Nah, bro starts in Genesis in the beginning.
So the earliest part of my life is I was born a pastor's kid, PK. Yeah. So automatically weird. And then the other weird, and maybe I get you guys the picture and you can put it on the video, but is that I am half Korean, half white. My dad is full on Korean. He was adopted here when he was like just born. And so I look nothing like my dad, 0%. And then I look only kind of like my brother, and I don't look like my sisters at all. So they are full on like Korean looking, and I just look like.
Wow. So everyone thinks like you're
I'm
adopted.
Yeah, and I'm like third born out of 4. So and then the fourth one was like the most Korean looking. So it's so weird. Don't ask me how it happened, but. My mom is very faithful to my dad, so it's definitely it just kind of missed me a little bit with the Asianness. But so you know, I kind of struggled there, identity issues or whatever, or kind of early on. Got called adopted by my siblings all the time, everything like that. It's kind of weird. Not to make it dark, but then I think that kind of like tells my story a little bit, because then I got to where like I needed to find what was me, and so obviously there was cries for attention, and that's why like I try to be funny because I wanted attention so bad.
Yeah.
And then got to where like I was like, what is me? What's my niche? And then so I started getting into music, and then getting into like all things kind of creative from there. And that's where I kind of found, with God's help and all of that, like my identity, where my role is in this world and in ministry and everything like that as well. So yeah, it kind of worked out for me. But yeah, I mean, so now I am the creative director at my church, Cornerstone in Fountain Valley, with Gary Garcia. A lot of people you guys probably know go there. And so I'm creative director / kind of a pastoral role there as well. And then I oversee all the creative for SoCal students. And then I do like some of the creative for the network conferences as well for SoCal. And then freelance stuff from there, so whatever comes from that. So yeah.
How old were you when how old were you when you first started to do creative work?
Depends on what you define as creative, because first things was music.
Yeah.
So that was where I got like kind of like, you know, the feel, and I started playing drums when I was 12, and then I got on like the worship, actually loading on that, but then I got on the youth worship team from there, and then got into like hardcore music, and then in high school, and during high school I was in like video productions and stuff like that. I was like I was doing a little bit here and there that wasn't like super professional or anything, but just kind of was like, you know, getting my feet wet, and then got into the hardcore scene. And then when I graduated high school, I was like in a kind of a local Christian hardcore band or whatever. Yeah. That's when I met my wife. We were both 18. We had both just graduated. And then from there, I got an offer to join a band that was going to go on tour. And so then I toured in a Christian hardcore band for a little bit. And then we decided to get married. And when we got married, she was in school at the Art Institute. So we're just, you know, drowning in debt right now for nothing. But so she was at school at the Art Institute, and then we were kind of like, you know, what do we want to do as a couple? And she had a camera. And I was like, you know, I did video production and stuff in high school. I did a little bit of graphic design or whatever. And then from there, we were just like, well, let's just create stuff for our church. Yeah. And then from there, just kind of took off, started doing weddings, and then now it's we're trying to kind of be more. Good morning. Trying to be more, everything more focused on having a point.
Yeah.
Having and weddings are cool. Like we enjoy it. We felt like we kind of got locked in a box. Let's all clap. Okay, cool. All right. And then,
Nice.
Glad to think.
yeah. So I mean, just like getting to do God's work and it
Yeah.
be fulfilling, and it not only be fulfilling. And not a lot of people talk about this in the church world, and I don't think it's a bad thing, but like it being something that can pay my bills has been like such a huge blessing that I can really focus on ministry and focus on what God's called me to do, and not have to worry about having some other side hustle to pay for my life.
Yeah.
After that, so yeah.
Wow.
That's living the dream right there.
That is living the dream.
real, though.
Full-time ministry.
One day. No, I'm just
One
kidding.
day.
And you'll
day,
get
all
really
those.
expensive coffee like I got.
Yeah.
Super expensive.
Super expensive.
Here at Cabin Time, we only provide the best
You
coffee.
can only afford just a little bit of it, which is the ring in the bottom.
Yeah, I just lick my finger and go.
yeah. That's all we can afford right now.
That's all we can afford right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So how long have you been doing creative work professionally?
Professionally. When did we start? Started doing weddings in like 2016.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Dang.
yeah,
7
7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I think, and like where it came to be like SoCal was that I was at a church that was non-denom. My dad, the pastor, the lead pastor. I was a youth pastor. And we didn't have like anyone doing that for us. So I was like, I have a little bit of knowledge or whatever. So then I just really started doing that. And I actually did something really similar to what you guys are doing here, which is why I love this is we started a YouTube channel.
I'm sick.
And we were doing like, challenges with students and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was just like, for us, it became such a part of our culture at our youth group. And probably the biggest testimony from that is somebody who he graduated high school. He came to like kind of be a leader, but he didn't really know how to get connected with anybody or whatever. And like within the first couple weeks of him being there, we had him be on, and he just ate like spicy ramen challenge, but he will talk about to this day how that changed
Wow.
ministry for him,
Wow.
and that he got instantly connected.
That's
So
sick.
yeah, I mean, for you guys, be encouraged with that. Like, this
Yeah.
is such an opportunity to get people involved
Yeah.
with what you're doing here at your church too. So yeah,
Wow, that's dope.
That's sick.
yeah.
Wow. So how were you doing full-time media or full-time creative work in 2016, or is it still like a
This is kind of here and there because we were just getting started. So at the time I don't know if I was a youth pastor yet. Was I a youth pastor at that point? Yeah, I was a youth pastor. And she was working a full-time job. And then it got to the point where she could not do her full-time job. I was working still as a youth pastor, and then we were doing that on the side. So
wow.
yeah.
Dang.
That's
Wow. That is sick.
Yeah.
Man, that's what we're all working for,
I know.
towards some sort of creative
One day.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we're here right now, is because we're all kind of creative, do something creative.
Yeah.
Like Joel, worship and singing and playing music and all that good stuff. Sammy, everything that he does. I mean, I don't know. I can't put one specific thing on you. What would you say is your like?
I'd say at the church, I'm most utilized as a sound tech, I'd say, but I would like to do like more graphic design stuff because I'm starting to just try and get much better at that. I've
From
started
what
to
I've
just
seen-
really start to push my own skill to get better at that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, from what I've seen, it's like graphic designing for you, like all that stuff.
I enjoy it. And if you don't know, Solomon is an absolute beast.
Yeah, yeah. If you haven't seen, I mean,
I try.
we
You've
have,
probably seen us wear You've probably seen us wear the youth convention hat, and he's the one who made this design,
all
which
the
is
merch
absolutely
and this camp,
sick.
right? The camp
Yeah,
t-shirt.
I made that as well.
That's the 22 one, huh?
Yeah, this is my favorite one. To
Dude,
this day.
I was so happy that I got to buy one of the shirts this year.
Oh
'cause
yeah,
our youth group, it was right because like it's right after
Right.
cabin time, and our group always goes over cabin time. So I knew for a fact that I was not gonna be able to get one while we were there,
yeah.
but I'm glad I
yeah. That was
Gotcha.
so unfortunate.
got to get one.
I really wanted that T-shirt.
I'm
that thing was
sorry.
sick.
Nice.
It's okay, we got next
definitely
year.
should have done a higher volume of that. And I feel like I got to like debunk a myth that DJ set up, which I think he said. I think he said something like we only do 50 of each thing or something like that.
Yeah,
when he
yeah,
was
yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like reach through Spotify and like slap him in the face. But no.
Dang.
The hats, yeah, we only did 50 at convention.
Yeah.
But everything else we do, you know, a higher amount. We do, you know, upwards of 200
Yeah.
each.
Were these ads meant to be like an exclusive thing, or was just 50 like that's a good amount?
Well, the thing is, we're always nervous about how much to get because we
Yeah.
don't want to get stuck with a bunch of leftovers.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So we're, and this is like, I guess, kind of like an inside secret, but like we model it based off of any kind of drop that you would see on, you know, on social media or whatever. Some of these brands where they will put out a limited drop,
yeah.
which then creates, you know, people wanting it more and making sure that they're buying it as soon as they can and stuff like that. So, you know, just kind of building the hype a little bit. It's a little marketing, I guess.
I will definitely
Yeah.
say, out of convention and camps and stuff, that's one thing that I super look forward to. It's just like I wonder what kind of merch is
Yeah.
going to be there this year.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to get all of it.
Yeah. Seriously.
I'm not gonna lie, I dropped a bag at convention, bro. I was so excited.
The first year, I ended up spending like 150 on merch, bro. I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, I appreciate that.
Bro, yeah. I dropped a bag at convention.
Because then when we
bro.
have like our debriefs, they're like, "Good job, Solomon. All the merch sold out." I'm like, "Thank you."
It's like, yes.
So now I can just thank you guys personally because I think you just bought everything out.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I think I dropped like 130 at convention. I was so excited.
Dude.
I heard you guys were doing a limited amount of the hats. I only wear hats. Like I'm known for Crocs and hats. Like
No,
literally
Crocs, shorts, and hats.
Crocs, shorts, and hats.
We'll be hanging out at his house and we're about to go to bed. It's like I'll spend the night at his house or something, and it's like 11:30 and he's still wearing a hat.
Yeah.
And he's
So-
like about to go to bed.
That's fair.
So I heard you guys were dropping hats, and then I heard it was limited quantity because I didn't see the description. I was like, I'm getting it. So I think me and a few others waited like super like long. I think
They were
in
there
line
like
for,
2 hours before.
2 hours before, and we still weren't in the front, but we were like somewhere there. And I was like, man, I don't know if all these people are going for hats or going for merch. Like, shoot, none of them went for merch. They all went for the seats, and I was like, forget that. So I was the first one to buy the hat.
Nice.
I was telling everyone, I will push over a kid. Not really.
Fire.
I will.
No, just kidding.
No, I'm just kidding. But I was like very.
Footstool every kid.
Yeah, no.
Armbar every kid that gets in your way, bro.
That's what I thought was gonna have to happen. In all honesty, I thought it was gonna be like,
I was prepared to do what I needed to do to get that hat.
get the hat. But that's how dedicated I was to getting the hat. And I was the first one to get it. I was like, oh, I didn't even need to think about that. It wasn't even an issue. But
Now, if there's one thing that I can do for the rest of my life, I feel like it'd be designing merch and stuff like that's like easily my favorite part
You're
of
good at
any
it.
event that we do.
you've got that figured out.
got it down.
Because
Honestly, I design from my closet. This is
Oh,
my secret.
wow.
Okay.
Dang, that's crazy.
So, like the first year we did like kind of cool merch at camp. It was the green, and then like that like gray with the green across, and then a brown hoodie.
I don't even think we. Oh,
It was with this.
Oh,
with this
oh,
shirt.
yeah,
yeah.
we were there.
And when I designed that, I didn't even really realize it until I was packing my bag for camp. Everything I had in there was brown, green.
oh wow,
And
okay.
So like it's kind of unintentionally at times, but then there's times where it's intentional because I bought right before this last convention, I had bought some dunks online, and they're the Miami University dunks. So they're orange and like a forest green, like a dark green on it. So then I ended up designing the hoodie, which is like I was like, it'd be sick to have orange on green, like
Yeah,
that hoodie was
with
sick.
like a hint of white. So then I like just kind of threw all that on there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of almost just accidental. And then my sister and her husband, they like make a joke out of it because last year they had bought me a what was it? They bought me a green hat. And that's when I designed the green merch.
Oh.
And this year for my birthday, which is in May 17th, so you guys can send me a gift.
Write that down.
Timestamp.
Yeah.
May 7th, they bought me a blue hat. So then they're like, we should have known
Wow.
the merch this
Was gonna
year
be blue.
was gonna be.
Dude, they
blue.
can control the
was
merch.
Wait,
Say.
we can control the merch.
Well,
We're gonna get you some black
I
and
also
white
s-
hats.
I also send a very specific birthday wish list to all my siblings because I am very specific. So if they're gonna buy me clothes, it's
We're gonna
gotta
get
be-
you more of that coffee.
That's thank you. I'm running out actually.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah, me personally, I don't get any new clothes. So like everyone knows this. I just swap. I'm such a casual guy. I'll just swap through. Like I wear the same clothes over and over again.
He has a rotation of shirts.
Like seriously, I have a rotation of shirts and shorts. And so when it comes to, because we have tried to create merch for Cabin Time, and it's like we've gone somewhere with it, and then we're like, and we just like,
doesn't work.
yeah,
Scratch it.
it just doesn't go through. So honestly, I'm impressed with how like you could just create merch, and it's like good merch. Like I have to, because I don't have such a big closet of just like super nice stuff, and like I don't have good shoes because.
Where's
All right,
Crocs?
hold on. I should have mentioned this beforehand. These shoe stores, dude,
Oh.
I have a size like 14 and a half foot, like 14 and a
my
half,
goodness.
15. They don't carry anything above 13. I was trying to get nice shoes, right? Like I wanted Jordans or something, right? Like something, I wanted to spend some money on shoes or, get some Vans or something. Nothing. So that's why I wear Crocs, because they're just easy and whatever. But
I
so
did notice your toes sticking out of the holes of your
Yeah, bro.
Crocs.
That's a little
so
weird. But
maybe get a bigger size in those too.
Like 14 and a half, maybe 15.
bro, have you seen those?
all right,
Have you seen those on Instagram? It's like the little Croc studs, but it looks like a toe.
bro.
And there's
some-
like 5 of them on
3D
the front.
They're all like weird.
Yeah, and they're all like out
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
Yeah.
We need
Oh,
you need those.
jeez.
I thought about getting them, but my family will for sure make fun of me for it because I have long toes. So they'll say it's my
Oh.
toes.
They'll be like, "That's your
Yeah,
actual
that's
foot."
like you didn't buy anything. That's just your actual toes sticking out. Also, no offense, no disrespect, but I'll never wear Crocs. Amen.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
I'm with
That's
you on that
okay. Hey, in all
Hey.
honesty, more Crocs for me. That's fine.
2 less
one. How many,
people to
how
wear.
many
already
Crocs do you
more-
buy?
There's already more Crocs for you because no one has your shoe size.
That's
So-
true. That's true.
You're
That's
the
very
only
true.
one walking in there saying I want a 14 so my toes can stick out.
In all honesty, that's funny. That's funny. In all honesty, I've never bought a pair of Crocs.
Oh, you've only been gifted them.
I've
huh?
been gifted these, the blue ones, and then I have black ones that my dad got from his hospital that he gave them to me. So I have like 4 or 5 pairs of Crocs, but I never had to buy them. So technically,
That's fair.
Let me tell you, when we had the same job for a little bit, bro even wore Crocs to work.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He
so
had
I did
some
buy
black non-slip,
non-slip Crocs.
closed-toed shoes, but they were Crocs.
Yeah.
Where'd you work at?
I'm not going to disclose that. It was a little ice cream.
It was a little.
All right, you want to know why I'm not going to disclose that?
Oh my! Wow.
Nah, I'm not going to get there.
I was about to say.
So ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Ice
it was ice cream.
That's fair.
Not scooped.
That's not code for anything.
No,
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 it's
no.
legit
It's
like
legit
soft
ice
serve
cream.
stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was a pretty good place. I'm not gonna lie.
I will say though, back to you guys were talking about designing merch and all that stuff. The key is honestly because when you see it on your computer or whatever, it's like even sometimes when I design, I'm like, it's just I don't know if it's great, but I need to kind of get something out. It's way different when you see it in your hands,
In
and you
person.
get to touch it, and you're like, this is cool. It's way cooler.
Yeah.
You see the finished product. So I would say, I mean, like just go for it, and then if you're like, that wasn't as great, then you
Yeah.
learn from that, and the next time you put out merch, you're like, okay, this is what we did wrong on this one.
Let's try
This is
and
what we
fix
could do here
Yeah.
instead. So, yeah, I mean, really, it's a lot of trial and error. So just go for it and don't overthink it.
I'm gonna take.
And
that.
if
I'm gonna
if you
use
want, I
that.
can send you a picture of my closet, and you like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're gonna design
actually,
from Solomon's
we'll take
closet.
that.
Props
We'll
to
take that.
Solomon. We just copied the shirt that he was in his closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch.
Cabin Time merch.
Cabin Time merch is gonna be the
It's-
same as the next youth convention merch on accident.
On accident, same colors and everything's like, did we work together on it? No, but if you guys design Crocs,
Yeah, I
I'll be the
thought
first
that
to
looked
buy.
familiar. It looked like
We should have a.
all right.
We should have a.
Bro, the funniest thing is I'm wearing it at camp. I'm wearing the field conference shirt at camp, and I'm walking. And I think you looked at me. You're like, "Is that my design?" I was like,
Look,
Tim made it.
You know what's funny is that it's,
Put his hands up, bro.
someone sent it to me. I'm not gonna say who, but someone sent it to me, and they were like, oh, look at, they got some influence from you. They weren't being mean. They weren't being rude about it, but they're like, I think they took some influence from you or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, you know. And then I looked at my wife and I was like, they have until camp to admit it to me. If they don't, I'm gonna call them out.
I technically admitted it
No,
when you were
you
like,
did.
"Is that my design?" I was like, "It was Tim."
I would have. I know, and he blamed me, which is fine. In all honesty,
What do you mean? I had nothing to do with that.
hey, in all honesty, that's the type of work we're in. You just kind of, not saying like I intentionally
You're not
did that.
wrong.
Like you just copy what's good. And I had the hat on. I was like, we were designing stuff for the conference, and I was like, shoot, this is a sick design.
Yeah.
And in all honesty, the final design was
Was a lot different.
Was a lot different.
Well, not like-
not a lot different, but from what I first had.
Was there
like,
stars on it?
No. Instead of stars, I did 2023.
Oh, bet.
Yeah.
So like, I'm glad we didn't do the 2023 part, and it was such a last minute thing. Like I literally designed it in our pastor's office in like an hour. And I was like, in all honesty, if I was designing it, I probably would have took more time and it probably wouldn't have looked exactly like that. I probably would have changed it up a little bit, but it was just like super quick. And then final design, and then he's printing shirts. I was like, oh, okay.
Like,
And
all
then-
right.
But I was like, all right. I thought it was a little different because we added the scripture underneath. So I was like, all right, you know.
But it was
Honestly, it's flattering, and you can probably, and I like every time I design things, I'm like, please don't let people find the influence that I used for this, because like you said, it happens.
Yeah.
That's
We're all gonna go hunting now.
Sometimes you need a bit of like an influence to kind of push you to get your design where you need it to be. But that actually just, I mean, that brings me to like something I've learned over the years is that in the creative world, we need to be collaborative and not competitive.
Yes.
Like
There we
we
go.
need to be people that are saying, what can we work on together and what can we do to create a safe space for people to create.
yeah.
And not feel like we're fighting over who's the best, who's got the best idea, but instead, like, you know, what can we do as a team to get this message across?
Yeah.
Especially in the church world.
Yeah.
Like, we need to get away
Yeah.
from who's like, even if you're on a team, like within your church, a creative team, not whose idea got picked, like, or whose content got posted, or all this stuff. It should be, dude, that's so sick. I'm so stoked. Like, your content made it. Like, or like, what could I do to help you? And what could I do to be part of this team to help make sure that the content's gonna be amazing that we're putting out.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So so it needs to be, again, collaborative, not competitive.
Yeah.
That's
good.
That's
essential.
That's really good.
That's really
That's
good,
good.
because like working in the creative field and like all that stuff, you can tell it gets really competitive.
It can really get like that, especially for like for me. I haven't been doing it for that long. I've probably been doing it like very minimal for about a year, just doing stuff for like youth, not anything like super crazy and stuff. But like after camp is what really kind of kicked it into high gear. I saw all the stuff that you did, and I was like, dang, these are so sick. And I like saw stuff. I follow a bunch of creative Instagrams and stuff like that. I was like, man, I really want to get into this. And that's why I really started start pushing to get better. But it could definitely feel like when you're scrolling through Instagram and you see these people that are just like insane. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
it kind of makes me feel like not like no one's going to see it and no one's going to like it because I'm not as good as that person.
Right.
It could definitely feel like that.
It's so strong to have imposter syndrome in the creative world,
Yeah.
which is why I feel like you need to be collaborative, because like even the person that is seeming like the most confident and the most like I'm the best at what I do and they know everything and they're like now unteachable, deep down inside there's a part of them that is, it's probably what's causing that is their lack of confidence. They're just trying to exude confidence or whatever. But I think we just need to all be real with each other, and we all know that we deal with that.
Yeah.
And even for you guys as young creatives, know that I deal with that on a daily basis. Anytime I'm creating something, I'm like, man, I suck. And then, but then you get, the testimonies of, simple testimonies of people saying, dude, the merch was sick. But then you even get the testimonies of people that are like, I mean, should I go into it as a good
Yeah,
deep
yeah,
story?
yeah.
Let's do it.
So I did rebranding for a church,
Yeah.
and I loved the design. It was very like I worked with them on it, and it was a lot like their idea and me trying to just bring their idea to life. But I felt like I under-delivered. Not that I felt like I gave them a bad product or anything, and not that like, it was ugly or anything. Like I loved it, but I just felt like inside of me it just wasn't good enough, right? But anyways, I delivered. They loved it. They were like, "This is amazing, so good," which kind of it made me feel better. Except like at least you guys loved it and everything. But so then like a few months go on, and a friend of mine that went to that church was telling me a story, and he said that there was something that went on, a year or two prior at that church that left a mom very like done with church, done with God. She's like, I'm taking my kids out of this church. I don't want to be a part of this church anymore. Something really, deep happened, and her blame went to the church. And then, time goes on. I rebrand for them. She's driving by the church one day, sees the new signs, the new rebranding and all this stuff. And she decides, I'm going to go to church this Sunday. She talks to the lead pastor. She's like in tears. And she's like, I was ready to be done with this church forever. But something, when I saw the rebranding, it let me know that this was like, it's my time to come back. This is a new place for me.
Wow.
And so she was able to come back to church, and now she's like back at that church faithfully. So I'm like, man, as much as I deal with imposter syndrome, it's stories like that make me like, I'm doing this for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's not for me to have some kind of, self, confidence boost or whatever, but really to play a part in the kingdom ultimately and use my gift and my talent to do that for somebody. And I mean, so again, this is ministry. So like ministry in general needs to be collaborative, right? So I think we just got to look at it the same way, that this is something that's meant to be a collaboration, and we're not competing with each other, but we're all understanding that we're in here for a purpose. We're doing this for a reason. So
when you were working with, let's just say like, I don't know if it would be count as secular, but like, like working in weddings and all your side gigs before you're in full-time ministry, what, I had such a fire question.
Did you just forget it?
Yes. Oh, dude, it was such a fire question. Oh, okay, I got it. All right. Timestamp. All right,
Timestamp.
just kidding. How did you, so like, let me just, like with what I'm doing, like I'm not working with someone who's Christian. Like he's not putting Christian content out there. He's not doing stuff that's, not saying he's not doing stuff that's like totally against the Bible. He's just in business. So it's like business stuff. How do you find purpose for that? As in like knowing like, okay, I'm still spreading the gospel through that. Like I'm not giving a message, but like, how did you kind of go through that? Or was it just like,
that's just all about the Benjamins, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, for me, honestly, delivering my best work and putting real effort into what I do. Because I feel like at the end of the day, if they see anything of me personally on my social media or whatever, they know I'm a Christian.
yeah.
And so ultimately, what I want to do is just be a good business person for them. Just to show that like in this world, we have good people that are, and it's not people that are like judging you all the time or making you feel like less than or anything. That I could just be a normal person that's a good person to work with. And I feel like there's ministry within that. So
That's good to know. I've been doing that. Like he knows I'm Christian. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. My gosh, dude.
So many cuts.
You guys are doing.
You did that yourself.
You did that to yourself.
That was literally all you.
The good thing is we have like 5 podcasts before this, so
It's not gonna get edited for a while.
Yeah, it's not gonna get edited for a while until like the week before.
But there is like in weddings, we get the chance. We meet with the couples beforehand. Do I need to start it like differently so you can cut it easier?
No, you're good. You're
All right.
good.
So in weddings, like we get to meet with the couples and we have small talk really, like over coffee and stuff and talking about their wedding. But within that, I mean, I get chances to just talk with a couple about,
Yeah.
and encourage them about marriage. And because I've been married now for, it'll be 12 years.
Wow,
Dang.
dang.
Thank you. And yeah, she puts up with me, so it's awesome. But like we get to like, share a little bit of wisdom with these married couples that are, or
That's
engaged
good.
couples that are getting married.
Yeah.
Some biblical, and they're not, a lot of times not Christian, and we give them some biblical without necessarily throwing the Bible at them, but just kind of like what the Bible would say about marriage in layman's terms to them.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
encouraging them. So
That's
cool.
Yeah, that is cool. How many clients? So you just did weddings, or how was it like after weddings? Were you working for clients? Was it just kind of
whatever I can get my hands
Really?
on, which I feel like is, if you're starting out, do that.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do.
Yeah.
Everything will tell you to try to niche.
Yes.
And I am very much not a niche person. I like
agree.
to do whatever I can.
Yeah.
And whenever I can, and like, I mean, whatever I get my hands on, I'll do it, and I'll do it to my best abilities. So.
Dang, that's sick.
Yeah.
Man. That's a good mentality to
Yeah.
have, especially. How do you deal with burnout in ministry, but in the creative in
Throwback to that
creative?
episode.
I think we should ask specifically creative burnout.
Yeah, creative burnout.
Because that's a thing.
That is very much a thing.
Another thing is kind of different, but not. But I feel like another thing is like Christians who are in a church and don't have their feet in creative like department. Sometimes I feel like basically, it's not like they don't understand the importance of the value of it. It's just like, as creatives, you know the value that like graphic design and stuff like that has for a church. So like,
Right.
how do you deal with burnout, and how can you explain kind of like the importance of like creative in a church? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for burnout, really what I do is procrastination. That's legit. And I don't think I think that's just a part of being a creative, is that like you just need time to just do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, go into zombie mode. So I'll procrastinate, if I'm being honest. I mean, the other thing, I can get to the basics of just as a Christian, I'll spend time with God in prayer, or spend time just, go on a date night or whatever. I don't really have like a secret formula. I honestly, I kind of overwork myself, and then I just kind of rely on God from there, honestly. So that's what I do for burnout. I don't know if that really helps you at all.
No, yeah.
I don't really have a lot of wisdom in that area, because I'm not great at like a Sabbath, if I'm being honest. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I will just work my butt off until I procrastinate to do work, and then I work nonstop overnight to get it done. So, yeah. As far as the importance of it in church, one time we had like a church dinner, like a staff dinner, and they kind of put cards out for everybody. And the card just was kind of something encouraging for each person individually, like specific to them. And they wrote on my card, you help turn our eyes to Jesus. So what the field we're in, the ministry we're in, is visual and audio, right? So our job all the time is to point people's eyes to Jesus, or to use our art really to speak his message. So in the same way that a preacher preps a sermon, we're prepping a piece of art, right? That's like gonna hopefully have the same, some kind of same effect for people when they see it. That it's like, and it may be just something that just gives them, like, makes them smile. I don't know. It could be like, it doesn't have to be so serious. Like, it'd be like, some stuff that I feel like sometimes is pointless, but like for somebody, it has a point. And I made someone laugh today with some content that I made, whatever. It's like so simple. And it's not like, we're very churchy.
Yeah.
Or very spiritual, but like, there's joy. There was joy that was brought today through something that I was able to create. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I think it's just always having that mindset is that we're pointing people their eyes to Jesus, just like any other ministry. And yeah, hopefully
That's good.
worship leaders are
Hopefully.
different.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
you guys suck. No, I'm just kidding.
They're all about themselves.
Oh, wow.
Just kidding. I actually just led worship yesterday at church. So I do that too.
You led
You play electric guitar, right? Or
yeah,
you play guitar?
play guitar,
Okay.
Dang.
drums, piano.
I saw you play like one of the sessions at camp. You played drums.
Yeah.
I think we had a switch out, and then I think.
Yeah, the drummers needed one day off.
Mm-hmm.
So I played that morning session.
Yeah, it was sick.
Cool. Yeah.
And that's sick.
Drums are my first love. So
Mm.
I will always have that.
Tim here just played drums for a Sunday
I
morning.
did.
For the first
Sick.
time.
I did.
That's the thing, I guess, creative in drums. And you know what's funny? When we had a worship team for a little bit, a student worship team in our youth, Sam did drums.
I did cajon, and
Well,
I'm so unmusically
percussion.
talented that I couldn't even do that.
Bro can't rap.
Show us an example.
Give me a box.
Right?
If he can't rap, I know
There's
for
a
a
cajon
fact.
over there in that
Oh,
corner.
there is. Forgot. No, I really
Give me a
can't.
beat and then you rap over it.
Bro, that'll make it even worse. I'll be like, like I'll start like messing up and trying to like
Clip that.
Yeah, clip
that one. Me, clip that.
That's funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
I really can't. I'm not musically talented, but I can do sound. I can
Yeah.
do that.
That's, I mean,
That's musical
without
talent.
I know
without
how
the
it's supposed
sound
to
guy, we
sound.
ain't having worship.
I know
so.
how it's supposed to sound. I don't know how to do it, but yeah.
Hey,
That's good.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's true.
I really like Sam's mix when he does sound.
I like my mix.
Are you a dynamic mixer or a by the book mixer?
Dynamic.
I feel like I taught myself how to do it rather than someone's like, here's how the soundboard. We have an X32 in the sanctuary. So I learned on a really old analog soundboard that's in our chapel right now. It was the hand me down from the sanctuary to the youth. I learned how to do it on that, and then I learned how to do it on the more like on the X32. And so I'm really self-taught. There are some things that they were like, hey, you might not know this about it. Here, let me show you. And so I learned how to do that from someone. But the majority of my sound knowledge is just me messing around and just trying to figure it out.
And YouTube.
I didn't even do YouTube.
No?
I just
They don't have YouTube on Androids, huh?
Oh, dang.
You know what?
Bro's going to have
Is
an
the app,
iPhone.
is the app green on there?
I'm gonna leave this phone here for the rest of the podcast,
Oh, God.
just so you guys can look at it.
competitor.
Yeah,
right next
it's
to
gonna
him.
burn a hole in the table.
Next week, he's
Just
going
so
to
you
come
guys
back
could
with
look
an
at it.
iPhone.
No,
You're
I
going to say, I'm
refuse.
tired of
do.
this.
I'm gonna get. You know what? I'm gonna get crap for this till the day I die. I don't care. I will
Solid.
die on this hill.
Solomon, did you teach yourself the drums or?
Yeah, I did. I when I first was learning, I had a couple drummers around me that were, they taught me a little bit here and there. So like I had a drummer that was from like the Midwest, a very, very, how do I say, white guy. He taught me a little bit. But then there was a drummer that went to my church who was straight up like from Mexico. So he would teach me
Dang.
like,
Shout
more
out to my
more of his
Mexicans.
feel. Yeah, shout out to the Mexicans. My wife, Mexican, she's the best Mexican in the world. But then
I'm sad now.
so all right, she's second best. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Dang. Moved up the list quick, bro.
only two. I'm very empathetic. So I felt pity for you. So we
It doesn't mean as much to me anymore. I'm just playing.
I don't get that because of my phone. I don't get that. I don't get that.
they don't have that app on there.
Yeah, I don't have that app. I don't got that feature yet.
So just like anything within what I do is always like, who can I learn from? What could I learn from them and try to make it my own at that point? All the collaborative stuff that we're talking about. What could I learn? And a lot of times, honestly, it's what not to do. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I learn more from what someone did that I'm like, "Ooh, I shouldn't do that. So
Yeah.
I'll do this instead. Or even from myself, like I'd try something and be like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I'd do this instead. So, but taking influence from wherever I can get it.
Yeah. I agree. Like learning sound, especially on like the soundboard we have right now, it looks like a lot. Like the first time you walk up to it, you're like, what is this? I feel like I'm in a spaceship. But a lot of it is like, I would do something, I'm like, I don't know how to fix it. And then like Pastor Kevin has been like a huge, like our lead pastor has been like an absolutely huge, like teacher in that aspect for me. Of him, like, I know how this works. And he's not like telling me, he's like, you shouldn't do that, you're like bad at it. But he's always like, he's like, hey, like do this. Like during it, he's like, hey, like fix this part. And I do it. I'm like, oh, that sounds much better. Like that's the kind of way that like, that's how I learned it more. Like to kind of like, I learned the overall thing and the base of it, how it works. But like that kind of stuff, what he taught me is how to like he really refined it. Yeah.
I think a lot of the, like, not saying we're better, but like a lot of like true creatives, like creatives who have like actual passion, they are self-taught. And I think that's the best way. I know it sounds really bad.
Like I hear the peanut gallery back there.
Little chuckles and everything.
I just feel like they do not take you seriously, but I do.
They don't.
They don't take any of us seriously.
Appreciate it.
I wear Crocs and shorts every day, so
he's on stage on a Sunday morning with a camera with hat, shirt, shorts, and Crocs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah.
Walking
And
on
then
stage.
there was one time we did the announcements. Actually, I think we did announcements for the conference.
No, it
and
wasn't.
I was in shorts and Crocs.
You know, because like you're a pastor's kid and you've been in church for a while. The morning of, our lead pastor was like, hey, because Pastor Brian normally does announcements. He's like, hey, Pastor Brian's not going to be here on Easter Sunday. He was like, can you guys do announcements?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
Easter Sunday. That's what it was.
You were wearing shorts?
Yep.
he was wearing
Did your
shorts.
socks match at least?
Yeah, he never mismatches,
Okay.
I'd say.
I don't know.
Bright red angel
socks.
Mike
socks.
Trout number.
Yeah, no, I
on an Easter Sunday, he walked up to me. He was like, hey, can you do announcements, Pastor Brian? I was like, I've never done announcements ever on a Sunday. And I was like, can Tim do it with me? And he was like, sure, go ahead. I was like, all right.
That was a good announcement day.
and the crazy part is, and I'm just bragging on this, people still talk about our announcements. They were that good.
They liked us. And
Let's
I'm just
go.
they want us to take over Pastor Brian's segment. Oh, he
No,
hates
no.
it.
Can
All
we
right.
say that's a tough act to follow because from what I've seen, he's the king of announcements.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah. There's no beating him.
He's very enthusiastic.
The elf.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about
gift
that.
wrapping. Oh my
Those
goodness.
are amazing.
Complete gold. Did
I
you
love
watch
it.
that segment or like the announcement
I
part
watched
of
the
it?
clip. Yeah, the clip of
It was
I don't
so
remember
good.
who showed me. But I
was
just
so
was like,
good,
that is
dude.
amazing.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Oh my
When we were
goodness.
like that whole Christmas live stream, it was me and Tim and another guy. There was 3 editors for that thing. We had like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we did a live stream because Christmas was on Sunday.
Right.
We did this Christmas live stream, and we were super ambitious with it.
Bunch of segments.
Like 3 weeks before
Full-on
Christmas.
production.
Like, so we had a month to work on this, plan it, write it, film it, edit it.
in 3 weeks.
And
Yeah.
film it and film it and film it and film it.
So we
Oh,
filmed
man.
we filmed
Oh,
the
buddy.
elf skit, and we wrote that, and it was comedy
Phenomenal,
gold. Like
bro.
that was
it was so good.
that was the best thing ever. And it was like a full-on like comedy sketch, like something you would see on SNL. It was that funny.
We had a bunch of like the older guys from the church come in and do like an interview. It was the greatest
Oh,
thing.
it was the
It was the
best.
greatest
Oh,
thing.
man.
It was so good. But yeah, we spent so long editing that. Like
Yeah.
the last day we edited, you would appreciate this.
Oh,
we
yeah.
spent a whole week editing because we had to edit 5. I think it was 5 worship songs, and we had 3 different cameras filming at 3 different times, and one of the cameras didn't record audio, so I had to manually go back and all right,
Sync up, the
sync up with
audio.
no audio.
Yeah. Been there.
and then so we had to do that, and then we edited the elf skit, and then we did the actual message portion, and then like little breaks in between where Hannah and Clyde were doing like announcements or intros or whatever. But that last week where we were filming or editing, it took us a whole week of editing, and like we would come in at like 1 and we wouldn't leave till like 9 or 10 p.m. The last night we come in at like 1 and we're like,
stayed an
it's
extra 3
it's the
hours.
23rd of December.
December.
And we're like, no, we need to like I was like, Thanksgiving or not Thanksgiving Eve.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Thanksgiving Eve.
On that
My
note.
gosh.
Christmas,
Wow.
Christmas Eve.
I was like, I'm not editing on Christmas
Yeah,
Eve.
and I had to go somewhere. Like I was going to my family's house. So like we had to stay like however long. So
we were here until like 2:30 a.m.
we
straight just grinding.
We
like,
finished editing at 12 and we were so excited. It was me, him, the other guy, and Amber. And we were just super excited. Like, oh my gosh, like we're done. We're done. And if you went in there, I think Joel went in there at one time. If you went in there, it was so hot and musty in there because it's just 3 dudes in there, just
3 computers, 3 dudes just sitting
Editing,
there.
farting.
seriously.
Bro,
seriously.
There was
We had like 5 acai bowls that one week, like every morning. That would be our breakfast. We need this. It's gonna get us through the day.
So you had the stinky fruit farts. Is what you
Yeah.
had.
stinky fruit farts.
Yes, bro. Coffee,
That moldy
like,
fruit fart.
Luckily,
is not.
like
pleasant.
our media director, like she was nice enough to come bring us like dinner. Like I think part of the night. I was like, yes, thank you. It's like Chick-fil-A. So, bro, it was just.
I walked in there. There was 3 different feelings of heaviness. The smell was heavy. the feeling of their like just sitting there and heat just building up was super heavy, and just like everyone's. It was emotionally heavy in there as
we
well.
were so done.
I walked in, everybody's face is glued to their screen. I walk in, I don't think they even noticed that I walk in at one point. I was just standing there.
Because like you're there for so long, like I had my earbuds, he had his headphones, and the other dude had his AirPods. So I'm sitting there just like,
We were zombies.
I've been there.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm sure you've had those.
The entire pandemic.
Yeah.
That was me.
literally.
I was stuck on my computer chair just forever. Just like it was terrible. But
Dude, the funniest part about that whole week of editing is the 23rd. We finally finished the edit. He finally
Thanksgiving Eve.
Thanksgiving Eve, the night before
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving Eve. It's like 3 a.m. He's taking me home.
Oh, jeez.
Right? And he's like, I need to stop for gas. He's like, I know it's late. I just need gas. I was like, honestly, dude, I don't even care at this point. So he goes, and we're so done. After 3 weeks of planning, editing,
before
filming.
you get there. So we finished at 12, right? We finished all our portions at 12.
Oh, yeah.
But we didn't realize, we realized, but, it's like a whole hour and a half. That takes time to put onto the timeline and then, sequence it and all that stuff and, like, export it. We finally finished at, like, 2:30 after exporting and then, like, oh, crap, that was a bad export. Let me go back and export again. It was just horrible.
knows.
A little
Yeah.
note
He
to add on
understands.
to it. I think you guys color graded everything too, right?
Yeah, the other guy, his sole job was to color grade all the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're never doing that again.
Yeah,
The
we're
app
never.
is crashing. YouTube's crashing.
Premiere crashed again.
Yeah.
Gotta reopen it.
So then it's like
We finally finished. The export finally finishes, and we're on our way. And he's getting gas, and I sit in the car, and we're so tired. And you can see on Tim's face, he's just like, and he's pumping the gas, and the screen on the freaking gas pump goes, "Want a burst of energy?" And it's like a Red Bull ad, and he looks at it in the most genuine response. He's like, "Shut up!" Like out loud at the gas station pump, bro. It couldn't have been more like worse.
Want a
timing.
burst of energy?
We just did that entire thing for 3 weeks straight. We want to go home, and he goes, "Want a burst of energy?"
Like out of all times, that's when you want to advertise me some energy drink. I needed that about 2 days.
It's probably like
I
a
wanted
little
this,
5 hour energy.
Yeah, I wanted the story to go like Napoleon Dynamite when he like responds to the TV. Like, you want a burst of energy? Yeah.
That was,
Tim was about ready to fight that freaking gas pump, dude.
and but in all honesty, that was like, we've heard such good things about it, and like the views don't matter. Like the views were never like it. It was just like, people are gonna be home and they want to see something, so let's make it entertaining. And we did it to the best of our ability with the time that we had, and we made it work. And some of my favorite memories are from those times of
bro.
just stressing out.
Yes, bro.
We cleared out the entire sanctuary, took half of it. This is how ambitious we were. We took out all the chairs in the sanctuary, put half of it, put like
Black curtains.
black curtains, had 2 of these going, and then we had spotlights going, and we were cranking the fog and everything, and it didn't turn out exactly how we imagined, but it was like, you know what? It still looked sick, and it sounded good, and
It never turns out how you imagine.
yeah, exactly.
If you ever like, man, I can't even tell you like how much merch I've designed, and you guys talk about how you love it, right? How many times I get it and I'm like, oh, it's just not exactly what I imagined, you know?
Wow.
But like, it pans out. It does the job. It does what it's meant to do.
Yeah.
If you have any old designs that you don't like, you could send it our way.
If you also have any like scrap merch that you're not selling,
Yeah.
take that one too.
If there's any designs that you're like, oh, I really don't like this.
I don't like this mock-up. Send it to
Yeah,
us.
send it to us and we'll give you.
We'll make use.
We'll give you one free T-shirt.
Yeah. Why don't we just collab on something? That'll work.
I'm so
Shake on
down.
it though.
Do it.
You have to shake. All right, we're
Wow.
selling. We're selling out.
Solomon, Cabot Time,
Clip that.
collab.
Wow.
It's
All
gonna
right.
say, do you want a burst of energy on the back?
No.
Want to burst the energy?
It has to have Tim's picture, like an animated Tim saying, "No,
We're gonna be.
or shut up."
He was so aggressive with it, dude.
We're gonna be at the next filming session for Christmas, and I'm gonna see someone wearing that shirt at the wrong time. And I'm like, ain't no way. Well, I think that concludes everything. Besides,
Is it challenge time?
I think so. Any last comments? Oh, Clyde likes to do this, but he's not here. If you could encourage someone in 10 seconds, what would you say? Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, 10,
Jeez.
9, 8, 7,
Your seconds are
6,
fast.
10,
Be encouraged.
9.
Boom.
Do you want a burst of energy?
I knew he was gonna say that. Want to burst the energy?
You want to know
Choose
how to
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Jesus gives you wings. So
Dang. Can that be our T-shirt design? That would
Jesus
be
gives you
sick,
And the
wings.
wings
bro.
are on the back.
It was sick.
Oh, wings. I thought you said Jesus gives you links.
Oh, I was like link
He
trees.
personally sends you some links, bro.
like golf links. Or,
Golf links.
I love to golf.
You want to
actually,
give
so-
both of these guys PTSD?
Bro, speaking of Red Bull.
You tell him banana,
Oh, gee.
Oh my
banana,
gosh.
and then you tell
Dude,
him
there was a
who breaks the
oh
power.
my gosh, bro, because that was a song. They were like Christmas songs. They had to reshoot, like when filming the worship songs, they had to reshoot it like 8 times. We had to edit it, so you know when you're editing, it's like who shakes the power, and then
Who
it
breaks the power?
I had to listen to that so many times,
And you still don't know the
and I
lyrics.
still don't know the lyrics. I did the lyrics.
And he did the lyrics.
I was the one who wrote
It's
them.
who shakes the whole earth.
It was
Who breaks
so
the
bad.
power?
So like that, I think, I don't know. They played it again the Sunday we came back, and I'm like, I am
Yeah,
gonna
it
leave the
was-
room if I listen to this song one more time.
Yeah, imagine how I felt taking all those, doing all those takes, and then practicing that before, listening to it before, and then doing it the Sunday after.
Didn't you do the
and
mix?
then mixing it with PK in the doing the audio mix with PK
Yeah, it was
in the
bad.
green room.
And then you hear it day of when it goes live.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you rewatch it because you're like,
Imagine how my voice felt. I did not want like my voice would not let me sing that song
No,
anymore.
literally.
All right, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 2.
just I don't know what to say.
All right.
All right.
Be,
Jesus
be
gives you
encouraged.
wings.
Be
There you go.
encouraged.
Be encouraged.
And want a burst of
Do you want
energy
a
is
burst
Jesus.
of energy?
Jesus gives you wings. That was
All
actually
right.
good.
I felt like there was some kind of secretive because he said I saw what's on the Google Doc. I know what's gonna be what's gonna be said. I felt
don't
like
even
there
know.
was some kind of like.
Huh?
We're saving it for
No,
after.
I think he wants to talk about golf. That's why. Oh.
I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
I guess on after
I'm
the pod.
so curious.
Yeah.
Find out.
Challenge time?
All right.
All
Do
right.
you want a burst of curiosity? Yep.
Yup.
All right.
Come to cabin time. There you
So
go. You get it ready. I'll explain.
Oh yeah.
Not the challenge itself, but I'll explain to the viewers what we do.
oh, okay, yeah.
So if you're new here to cabin time, we like to do this thing where we do a challenge, especially with our guests. We like to do the worst challenges ever with Elliot, dude.
I like literally like I think it was 2 weeks ago. I went on a vacation to San Diego, and there was a store called it's literally they only sell beef jerky and root beer.
Oh, sick.
It's in Old Town. So you could guess what
I
they
feel
sell
like
there.
I'm gonna get a burst of energy.
You're
right
gonna
now.
get you're gonna get a burst of energy.
I'm gonna see you at convention. You're just gonna hit me with that.
Want a burst of energy? So they didn't have just root beer. They had some sodas.
Ones.
The first one that we're gonna try, peanut butter and jelly soda.
All right. First thing we do
We have 2 more after this.
Okay.
So
is read the ingredients.
you could do a little bit, and so you have to drink it all.
Are we?
You're not
are we
allergic
all
to
drinking?
bleach, are
Yeah,
you?
we're all drinking.
Okay. Huh?
Nothing.
bleach?
You're not allergic to bleach, are you?
Nothing.
Are you
No, I'm not
allergic?
allergic to bleach?
Cheers.
Cheers. You have to drink it all.
Oh, actually.
Ew.
Ugh.
It tastes like cardboard.
It does taste like cardboard
I was gonna say plastic.
or plastic.
You're jacked up for giving Solomon the most, bro.
Oh yeah, he had to chug that one.
I know. I wasn't expecting him to drink it all. In all honesty. All right.
What would you rate it out of 10?
You want some more? You
Tell me
said-
why. I was like, yellow key. That's the coffee you'd be drinking.
1 out of 10. It's not that bad actually. I wouldn't drink a whole bottle. So
It's like
Okay, let's do
say
it on
like
a
a
scale of
4.
like on a bad.
like
or like 10 being
one
bad?
1 is bad, and 10 is like I would buy that and drink it.
Throw
Stick
two.
with 4. I'd stick with 4.
I'd stick it with 4. It's not that bad.
Okay, yeah, 4 is pretty.
All right.
I'm gonna
do.
So the second one that we're gonna do,
Sweet,
sweet corn.
Dude, you should have saved that one for Elliot.
That's Bear Grylls urine right there. Extra cups.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To sweet corn.
Pinkies up.
Oh.
That is not bad.
That is not that bad.
The sweet, but it tastes like corn.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it
I mean, it
does.
tastes like sweet corn.
The aftertaste is corn.
Yeah. The aftertaste is corn.
And the
I kind of choked on it when I drank it, so I was like,
The smell was corn and the aftertaste was corn.
I wasn't. That was better
Hold
than the
on.
PB&J.
Hold on.
Okay, drink that.
I would buy that.
Finish the cup.
I would buy that.
I would buy it.
It's because you're Mexican.
Y'all and y'all street
Just wait till the next one. Just wait for the next one.
Speak. Wait, put display over there. Put it on the display, and also pour it in the mug.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Okay,
drink
wait.
it out.
Rate it.
Yeah,
Rate it
don't
before
drink
you
it
get
out
the
of that
other one.
mug. That's like
That's just
Before you get the
asking
next
for
one,
disease.
say our ratings.
Okay, yeah. Rate the corn. Out of
6
10.
out of 10.
8.
8.
6 is or 10's the bad.
10's like
right?
I would buy it
You
and
would
I'd
buy
drink it.
Okay. 2
Really?
is really bad.
I didn't think it was.
was
I
not
thought it,
that
I thought it
bad.
was better than the
Please
PB&J.
give
Way
some of
better.
that to Elliot. That's all. I'm
Okay.
saying. Don't even put a
Enchilada soda.
lot of soda. I'm kind of here for it.
It looks like orange Fanta.
Yeah, just think of it as orange Fanta. They didn't have green salsa. Bring out the salsa.
Soybean. Wait, red 40. Red 40.
Oh, I can't do red for it. I'll be bouncing off the walls.
Red 40.
I actually forgot
I'm
about the
for
old
it.
coffee. Never mind. Don't.
Oh.
Cheers.
And you got to drink the whole thing.
One shot. Just chug it.
Just chug it.
All right. And you have to put your mouth over the whole cup.
You have to go like this.
All right, ready?
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's not that bad.
That one tastes like that one tastes like cardboard. That one tastes like a Christmas ornament.
It just slowly gets worse.
That one,
Honestly, it
that
went
one
straight to
lingers.
the back of my throat and down. Nah, bro. Yo.
Okay, I was able to hold it.
I was able to hold it together until Solomon went. He did like the little giggle. He went.
So when I was on tour, we went to Arkansas and we ate at a Mexican food restaurant, which is mistake number 1. You don't eat Mexican food in Arkansas. and
Were
we
the
sat
cooks
down
Indian?
to order. We ordered some food and then they were like, "Do you guys want drinks?" Which is weird. They did drinks second. But anyways, so my buddy goes, "Can I get a horchata?" And she goes, "What?" He said,
No.
Can I get a horchata?" And she's like, "What? Did you say hot chocolate?"
Bro.
That was sign number 2 to get out of there.
I'd have been like, "Have a good night. Get up and leave."
And then he died laughing at her. He was making fun of her a whole bunch. And then we saw they brought out our food, and the cooks were looking through the window at them bringing our food, and we're like, sign number 3, let's get out of here. Because they for
definitely
sure did
spit.
something to our
Yep,
food.
yep.
So don't eat Mexican food in Arkansas. That's just the lesson.
And don't
there.
laugh at them.
And don't laugh at them when they say hot chocolate instead of horchata. Cheers.
Because I thought you were about to do it.
It actually tastes better
Can I try it?
all mixed together with some coffee.
Bro, I think the best
Smells
part
like
was
peanut
seeing-
butter.
If you spit it out, spit it on Tim.
What was that? Some weird
that's-
Android noise
oh
right there, bro.
That's how you like get the flavor out.
No,
Eating corn on the cob.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We had Solomon on. Thank you so much for coming out, dude.
Thanks for having me.
I had a lot of fun. That was fun,
That was a
bro.
good EP.
A lot of cuts. So if you're wondering what happened this episode,
Sorry.
tune in to after the pod.
Yeah.
Tune into after the pod.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, subscribing, and all that good stuff. And yeah, check out Solomon. Oh yeah, where can they find you? Anything?
On Instagram at Solomon Joy,
Okay.
all O's.
All O's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Surprised.
Solomon Joy.
I mean,
all O's.
Christians. Some Christians don't know how to spell Solomon. Like, read your Bible.
Boom.
I mean, most of my work is posted on like SoCal Students or my photography page, which is Joy Edic.
Sick
and
name.
That's kind of it.
There you go, happy campers. Tune in. And
Tune in.
Hopefully, if you are a creative, you looked at this and are like, dang. Or I
Yeah.
don't know.
Hopefully you got at least a little inspired.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Encouraged.
Thank you so much for watching and goodbye.
Over and out.
Later.